It sounds like the plot of a spy thriller, remote, mysterious, and brimming with secrets. But this isn't fiction. This is the Arctic. And right now, it's becoming the stage for one of the most consequential power plays of the 21st century. The coldest, most isolated place on Earth is heating up, not just in temperature, but in tension. The question is, are we watching the dawn of a new Cold War? A silent struggle fought not with missiles, but with icebreakers, oil rigs, and diplomatic chess moves. And why should you care about what's unfolding in a place most of us will never see? Because the Arctic is changing fast, and those changes will ripple into your daily life, from the price of gas at your local pump to the shipping routes that stock your grocery store shelves. What's happening up there could soon shape the world down here. For centuries, the Arctic was a frozen fortress, untamed, untouched, and unimaginable as a place for human ambition. But now, something extraordinary is happening. The ice is melting, and with it, a new frontier is emerging. One with unimaginable wealth and unimaginable risks. Chapter 1, a landscape revealed. Every summer, more Arctic ice disappears. Scientists track it with increasing alarm, but beneath this environmental tragedy lies a different kind of revelation. Under the thinning ice lies a treasure trove, billions of barrels of oil, vast reserves of natural gas, and rare earth minerals essential for everything from smartphones to solar panels. It's as if a massive ancient vault is slowly creaking open, and the world is rushing in to grab what's inside. Chapter 2, the shortcut that could redraw the map. But there's more. As the ice melts, new sea routes are opening. Imagine shaving 2 weeks off a shipping journey between Asia and Europe. The Northern Sea Route, hugging Russia's coast, and the Northwest Passage through Canada's icy waters are making that possible. To global trade, it's a shortcut worth billions. To geopolitics, it's a tectonic shift in the map of power. Chapter 3, the modern gold rush. And so, the race begins. Countries are racing to survey, claim, and exploit these new frontiers. Oil, gas, nickel, copper, an Arctic gold rush without gold. But this isn't just about resources, it's about control, influence, power. And like any race, not everyone is playing fair. Chapter 4, the players and their stakes. Russia, the Arctic superpower, no country is moving faster or more aggressively than Russia. With the longest Arctic coastline, they see the region not just as an opportunity, but as destiny. They've planted a flag on the seafloor of the North Pole. They're building bases, expanding their fleet of nuclear icebreakers, and investing heavily in Arctic energy. For Russia, the Arctic isn't a curiosity, it's a lifeline. The US and NATO, watching the northern flank. The United States, with Alaska firmly in the Arctic Circle, is not standing down. Neither are its NATO allies, Canada, Norway, Denmark. They're conducting joint military exercises, reinforcing Arctic security, and keeping a wary eye on Russian ambitions. The message is clear. No single nation will dominate this frozen arena without resistance. China, the outsider with Arctic ambitions. Then there's China, a country with no Arctic territory, but a growing Arctic presence. They call themselves a near-Arctic state. Their interest? Economic opportunity. China is investing in research, infrastructure, and what they term the Polar Silk Road, a new trade artery for their global ambitions. The Arctic to them is both a shortcut and a source of security. Chapter 5, Between the Giants, Voices That Matter. The Arctic Council, Diplomacy in the Deep Freeze. But amid all this jostling for power, there's one place where rivals still talk. The Arctic Council. Made up of 8 Arctic nations and indigenous representatives, it's the last diplomatic table in a growing geopolitical storm. Its mission? Cooperation, sustainable development, and peaceful solutions. A fragile hope in a hardening world. The indigenous communities, custodians of the ice. And then the people who have called the Arctic home for thousands of years. The Inuit, the Sami, and other indigenous groups. They live with the consequences of climate change every day. Their way of life is disappearing, and yet their voices are often drowned out by the roar of drilling machines and political speeches. Respecting their rights isn't just ethical, it's essential for any true progress in the Arctic. Chapter 6, A Fragile Balance. Here lies the Arctic paradox. Beneath the melting ice are the very fossil fuels that cause the ice to melt in the first place. Drilling in this fragile environment is risky. One mistake, a single spill, could be irreversible. The Arctic is harsh, remote, and unforgiving. There is no margin for error. Sustainability is not optional. It's the only way forward. Chapter 7, The Road Ahead. So, what future are we racing toward? Future of conflict where might makes right, or a future of collaboration where diplomacy and science guide our path. The truth is, the Arctic could become a model, a test case for how the world manages shared challenges like climate change, resource scarcity, and rising nationalism. If we can get it right here, maybe we can get it right elsewhere too. The Arctic is no longer a distant mystery. It's a mirror. It reflects who we are and who we might become. Because what happens in the Arctic doesn't stay in the Arctic. The race is on, but the finish line isn't just about what we gain. It's about what we're willing to protect.